Hi QA/QC people, welcome to Testing Labs A to Z. In this section, we are going to see about tutorials regarding software testing lifecycle and software engineering. Software testing lifecycle is an approach for testing the software applications. So, software applications are often made based on the requirements and it should be free of defects. So, in order to free it from the defects, we need to do a testing. So, that is where the software testing lifecycle lies. So it has various steps and phases for quality deliverable. So it is giving high quality, reliable and a end-to-end user product. So what are the characteristics of SDLC, software testing lifecycle? So SDLC is basically a part of SDLC, which is software development lifecycle. But this is software testing lifecycle only deals with the testing lifecycle. Okay, so it will not regarding our concern about the software development. So STLC starts when we got requirement itself. So when we got the requirement, we are ready to be in the first step of a STLC. So it should be in a document format or in any other format. So STLC is basically a step-by-step approach for quality software making. Software testing life cycle. So there are several steps I already told you. So it has a requirement analysis as the first step, and then it goes to test planning, then it goes to test case development, then it goes to the environment setup, then test case execution, then defect logging, and finally test cycle closure. So we are going to see about all these steps in detail. STLC phases. So there are 7 stages in the STLC. First one is requirement analysis, second one is test planning, third is test case development, fourth one is environment setup, fifth one is test case execution, sixth one is defect logging, seventh one is test cycle closure. Phase 1 requirement analysis. So that's the first stage. So the QA team gathers and understands the requirements for testing this phase. The activities included review requirements, gathering additional information, identify ambiguities, identify incomplete requirements, and identify risks or issues. Phase 2 test planning, page 1. So this is the second phase. So it is one of the efficient phase of STLC. So we are going to define the test plans here, and we need to calculate the effort and cost needed for the project. The activities are identifying the test objective and scope, developing test strategy, identifying test environment, and identifying test cases. Phase 2 test planning, page 2. The other activities are estimate time and cost and identifying the test deliverables. And we also need to assign roles and responsibilities to all the team members and review and approve all the test plans. Phase 3 test case development, page 1. So writing test cases is the important part here. So it includes preparing the required test data for the testing. After writing the test cases, this will be reviewed by the QA team. The activities identified here are identifying the test cases, write clear test cases, and create test data. Phase 3 test case development, page 2. So writing test cases is the important process here. The other activities are creating test scenario, identifying results, validating review test cases, and updating the requirement traceability matrix, that is RTM. 4. So that is environment setup. So it is an important part of SDLC. Here the customer and the developer test this environment based on the software developed. Phase 5 test case execution, page 1. The testing team starts executing test cases. The activities included here are test execution, defect logging, data preparation, test environment setup. So in the test case execution, so to execute test cases and identifying the defects and issues. Defect logging, so the defects are found and it will be logged in the tracking system like Jira. And test data preparation involves test execution based on the test data prepared. Test environment setup implements needy hardware, software, and network configuration tests are made. That's why test case execution, page 2. The testing team starts executing the test cases. The activity is continued. So test execution. So results are collected from the test cases and scripts. Test result analysis. Test execution results are analyzed based on the performances and the issues identified. And defect retesting. So defects are retested to check whether the fixes are correct or not. So and then test reporting is there. Test results are reported as a document here. Phase 6 defect logging. So defect logging is an important process in SDLC. So the defects are logged in a tracking system. Many tracking softwares are available. The most popular and widely used application is Jira. So Jira is a bug tracking tool, and we have Mantis, and we have many customized Backtracking tools are also available. Some companies use documents also for this purposes. Some companies use Excel sheets also for this purposes. Based on their requirement, they are tracking based on their own usage, based on their own usages. They are using their own software. So the testers and developers will collaborate here. So based on the time, based on the test coverage, based on the business objectivity, based on the quality, so they will be finding the defects with priorities, and those priorities will be given to each bug. Based on the priorities, the bugs will be fixed. Based on the customer requirements, the bugs will be fixed. Test cycle closure, the final stage of STLC. That's actually so all the page one. This is all the testing related activities are completed and documented. Also after that, the testing team makes sure the quality and reliability of the software has no defects and there is no issues in that. So based on that, they have a test summary report. So this is a report which consists the overall testing process, the number of defects, pass, fail, duplicates, all those things will be mentioned in the test summary report. And the defect tracking, all defects are identified and tracked and management till solution. Test cycle closure, the last part, page 2. Test environment cleanup. The test environment is cleaned up and the all test data are archived at this process. And the test closure report, the report created for testing objectives and process used. It is created as a document. Feedbacks and improvements. The feedbacks are collected from various teams and it will be used for future testing process. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. Testing Labs 8 Research.